And we need God to protect us. That's the whole lead us not into temptation. We're going to go through that as a whole session. Because we're so vulnerable with the spirit world around us, so filled with enemies and dangers. I mean, when Paul rattled off that list in Ephesians 6, it's frightening to think about all those levels of demonic forces that are arrayed against us, and they can shoot fiery darts. They can't enter us because the Holy Spirit has sealed us, but they can inflame the lust of our flesh that are not being mortified by those fiery darts. And when that dart hits, it just explodes into anger or lust or fear or whatever, pride. Because we're so vulnerable and the spirit world is around us is so filled with enemies and dangers, we need to pause each day and arm ourselves for victory. Because greater is he that is in us than he is in the world. And we're supposed to put on that armor. And finally, the seventh petition is, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. I need God to empty me. Because I was born full of myself. And so were all of us. We are born proud. And the middle letter of pride is P-R-I-D-E, and the middle letter of sin is S-I-N. I remember my professor told me this. And the middle letter of Lucifer is L-U-C-I-F-E-R. And he said, you see, it's so important that we see that at the heart of everything bad, Lucifer, sin, and pride, is I. So I need God to empty me. And what that means is, because we're so prone to pride and self-sufficiency and self-focus, that we need to pause and ask to be humbled. We need his humility. Paul put it this way to the Colossians later in chapter 3, verse 12 to 14. You know what he said? Put on, therefore, as the elect of God, holy and beloved, clothing yourselves with humility. We are to consciously walk into the closet of life and pull out that garment of humility. Humility is not a fruit of the Spirit. It's a chosen clothing ourselves with humility. How? By asking God to empty us. Remember what John the Baptist said, the quintessential humility expression? He said, he must increase, I must decrease. I'm not worthy to even latch his shoelace. Okay, so the Lord's Prayer is basically 7 simple truths. What I just covered with you is very simple, but they're supposed to be daily renewed in our life.